I apologize for pushing back the live 15 minutes. It was that I was listening to Marcellus. Shout out to Mad Church Disease. I was listening to Marcellus, and because I was interested, because Marcellus was mentioned in a live that Larry did with Thais, right? And I was interested to hear his perspective because I'm all like, wait, I thought you didn't like Larry, but you getting secret information. And now that Marcellus has clarified, the secret information that he received from Larry was planning on exposing Bishop Bernard Jordan before this fake reconciliation. Y'all, let me play the intro and we'll get right into this. Juice, I'm happy you here because we're going to need a prayer, a 2, a 3, a 4, and maybe 100 prayers. Originally I was going to get on here and just drag these people and make a couple of jokes and be like, all right, deuces, we out of here. And we're still going to drag them because I don't give a F about any of these people. But the fact is that this was a whole exploitation plot before this whole reconciliation. This got a lot of layers into this, you guys. This shit is crazy. But let me say what's up to the people. Of course, shout out to Juice Radio and Talk Show. Shout out to her. What's up, beautiful? How you doing? Thank you for greeting everybody in the chat. I appreciate that. What's up, Southern Belle? Nice to see you. I ain't seen you since 1982. What's up, Winnie? Shout out to Winnie. She was in the last show. I made it to another lot. Yes, you did. Yeah, I'm happy that you're here. What's up, Sherry? How you doing? Ray, we got Ray up in the building. Thank you for holding it down for the mod squad. I appreciate you. And also Denitria. Shout out to Denitria. I love that profile picture. What's up, Diamond? How you doing? We got Kita up in the building. What's up, Kita? Hello, everybody. Good to see y'all. So, for those of you who don't know, if you looked at the thumbnail, that was, I put a cartoon version of Bishop Bernard Jordan and Larry Reid together, but that's a real photo. It was just turned into a cartoon. So they met each other at the Lenox Mall in Atlanta. They had a few, shout out to Sugar Walls. They had a few laughs and giggles, and they had this brief reconciliation. Now, Larry Reid wanted to clarify and go on Thais's channel and clarify that, oh, no, this wasn't a reconciliation. We just talked about a few things. But, I told him that I loved him and all this other stuff and all that, right? Okay. And so out of all the things that, the Jordans had said about Larry Reid, this is how you know that, Black people, we really do have an issue when it comes to money. Because out of all the stuff that they said about Larry Reid, he was only upset that they called him broke. The only part that he was mad about was that they called him broke. And listen, do I think Larry Reid is broke? No, I don't think he's broke. But I think he was probably not getting as much money, and more money was going out than coming in. I do believe that. That's why he had to get rid of all the properties, studios, and all this. So I do believe that. I'm not going to say he's broke because he's in a whole different tax bracket and stuff like that. I just became rich as a couple of months ago. I haven't been rich for a very long time, but anyway, on a serious note, yeah. So I think he's getting less income and more money is going out. So I think that's, I think that is true or whatever, right? But Larry is insecure about calling him broke. Okay, I guess. It's a broken, yes. Larry is not broke. He is broken. He is broken. And just having that mentality about worried about, oh, somebody calling you broke, and that's like the worst thing ever. Are we serious right now? Are we serious? But I digress. And Larry said that he did apologize to Mrs. Jordan, and stuff like that. And they basically, the Jordans were in town because Mrs. Jordan, her sister, had passed away. So, naturally you'll say, oh, I'm sorry about that. Naturally, you're not gonna, I didn't expect Larry to be an asshole and be like, oh, get away from me. Like, what are you doing? But this whole, oh, let's take a picture. I don't care if somebody asks for a picture. Like, you can't force me to take a picture with somebody who tried to literally destroy me. I'm sorry. That's not how I get down. So it had me thinking like, whoa, so you have these content creators all fighting each other, right? But essentially, y'all just planned on having great makeup sex. And you got all these people thinking that it's real, and y'all just had a little tiff, a little issue, but really y'all want that passionate thug passion night of makeup sex, and y'all all gonna get along. Man, this is why nobody has faith in, like, when content creators fight, they all think it's fake because of shit like I told y'all I was gonna make a few jokes, y'all. I told y'all. In reality, what real rich person cares if somebody calls them broke? Ding, 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 ding. Exactly. You're right. And so, you just have these people all wrapped up in this drama like that. Wait, y'all. I love to cut out my internet. Oh, dang, nothing but the devil right there. What's up, Kay? The devil try to cut my internet off. They don't want me to expose the truth. This is exactly, yes, I totally see why. So again, you have these people fighting over this whole drama and everything like that. Not Juice and not me. I drag both sides. I'm fair all around. But just for y'all to like be smiling and cheesing and listen, when you say certain stuff about me, because basically they both were talking about each other's business. They both were talking about each other's lifestyle, and there was so much that was said. It's hard to go back and be like, oh yeah, we're just fine, everything's cool. It reminds you of like politics a lot. This is why people don't like politics, because you see like the Republicans and Democrats fighting, but really they be all like, that was good, oh yeah, you like that, like they talk behind the scenes and shit like that. Yeah, they was trying to take my internet. You got that hood life internet. Yeah. Yo, shout out to Hood Life. I miss her. Rich folks internet smoke detectors always messing up. I'm so rich, I need to get my internet fixed. Oh man. So anyway, I digress. So there, again, a lot of people are involved in this. It would be one thing if it was just the drama between Jordan and Reid and everybody was giving their commentary, but now you have this whole panel of bloggers, and then you have Larry Reid. Larry Reid only got one blog. He just got Damn, shout out to Poe Thais. Damn, he's the only single man out there windmilling. He out there windmilling for Larry Reid, and Thais is getting towed up from all sides. Like, I guess Thais, he just laughing at me like, oh, these girls can't take me. Oh, these girls can't take. I guess he don't care. But yeah, if I'm getting toe up and I ain't got like the person who I'm defending like out there windmilling with me, like, hey, I give him credit for getting beat up, but you like it, I love it. But anyway, um, so and then Bishop Bernard Jordan has the panel, the panel, aka the church queen, the church queen's court with Kaya and T.S. Madison. That's what they are, right? So you have that group over there, and mind you, he's supposed to be teaching them a new way of blogging, and it's supposed to be this healing retreat and all this other stuff going on. When in reality, just like I said on the last show, he did all this to make Larry mad. Like, hey, you thought you owned this space with the bloggers? I'm going to show you how it's really done, and I'm going to invest in them. And believe it or not, just like I said last time, because everybody thinks I'm a hater, I said, if he got Larry Reid $33 million or whatever, I want him to also get those bloggers money too. I want him to make sure that he invests money so they can make millions. I think so. St. James, King Jives, Sean Talks, William McCray. I don't know, anything really about him personally. I just know things about him. But hell, if he's going to be a part of it, he deserves to have his money up too. They all deserve to make all that money. And like I said, I still want Juice to get her 20,000, or she don't talk. I'm Juice's manager. 20,000 up front, or she don't talk to you, because you trying to steal her whole shtick for free 99. Don't let them just give you a potato. Yes, let's get those likes up. Thank you. But yeah, Juice, don't let them feed you a potato dinner. So shoot, they trying to steal your whole concept and only gonna give you a potato dinner. You better that ain't nothing but the devil. Got them bloggers down there and only fed them potatoes. Also shout out to St. James, because St. James said there was no potatoes on his plate. He said that was just a rumor. Can somebody take a picture and send it to me of the plate? I want to see. I want to see what send me a link to the video where they seen the potatoes. Because it started with Uncle Tim, and then I heard Marcellus say it, and then I heard a couple of other people say it too, and I was like, oh wait, they really did just have potatoes. That was crazy. So yeah. So anyway, where does that put them? Because I don't care what Bishop Bernard Jordan says. You curated a panel around people who Larry Reid doesn't like, and they don't like him. I don't care what way he tries to spin it. Like, oh, I thought these was the best bloggers, blah, 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 blah. No. You specifically pick these people to be like, haha, Larry, look, I got your people, and I'm going to make them stars. I'm going to put them on the same playing field as you. You think you better? You think you the best? Well, I got them. Smart. I'm not going to lie about it. Very smart. But here's the thing. So I was watching a little bit. I didn't finish the whole thing of St. James and King Jives talking. So they were talking about basically this whole reconciliation, the picture that went viral with Larry Reid and Bishop Bernard Jordan. They did not seem angry, but King Jives, and I'm just going to give you guys the gist of it, brought up a good point. Like, again, you got us basically in the middle of your mess. They literally have you in the middle of this bullshit. Because again, you have the blogger panel. What's up, Foreign Bay? You got the blogger panel, and then you have Thais with Larry Reid's side. You got them going at each other, but really, y'all in cahoots with each other. So who can really be trusted? Now, I think what would be powerful is if you get a panel, and maybe they can do it on my show, but speaking it into existence, but maybe you get Thais, you get Marcellus, because he's not a part of the blogger panel, and then you get the blogger panel, and they have it out on panel, and then they go at Larry Reid and Bishop Bernard Jordan, because at the end of the day, they're all being played. They're all being played. Now, like I said, Larry Reid went on Thais's report channel and was all like, oh, no, it wasn't a reconciliation. You know, we only talked about a few things. And, you know, I still had love for him and all this other stuff. But do you? Do you? So in that same live with Larry mentioned that he had gave Marcellus some information on Bernard Jordan via, you know, through a mutual friend or something like that, right? And so I was kind of questioning. I was all like, wait, Marcellus, you working with the op? You a Larry Reid fan? And you've been telling us that you didn't like Larry Reid and all this stuff? You know, I was very confused. But my confusion turned into an understanding after I watched a little bit of Marcellus. That's why I had to push back the live a little bit, because he was really dropping the facts. So Marcellus did not tell us what the information was, right? He didn't tell us what the information was that Larry Reid sent him. However, he said basically whatever this information is, it would be something that Bishop Bernard Jordan doesn't want out there, and he was not going to put the information out there. So basically, 5 days prior to this reconciliation, Larry Reid had been passing and giving out information to different bloggers and people, basically to keep in their back pocket to then release. So 5 days prior, you were trying to set up Bishop Bernard Jordan. You were going to try to expose him for whatever the secret is. And so, mind you, I'm not in the church sector, so I didn't get any secret information. But after Marcellus had said that, I was like, let me check my email and see if somebody, you know, some people will just send me stuff because they know, like, I talk about random stuff and they'll just send me stuff. Well, I didn't get an email. I did, in fact, get a DM. And I checked, right? And basically, again, I don't know who this person is. They just dropped this anonymously. Obviously, they didn't want to know, but I wouldn't say who they are anyway. But basically, the reason why Bishop Bernard Jordan wanted to do that panel and get the bloggers together is because, one, he doesn't have protection online anymore. Larry Reid was his protection to, you know, destroy or change the narrative on something. He doesn't have that. But two, there's going to be a bomb, allegedly. And I don't know if it's the same stuff that Larry Reid has, but there's going to be a bomb that drops on Bishop Bernard Jordan. And so he has these bloggers, he's getting them prepped. He's getting them prepped up. So then they'll be able to change the narrative and protect them and stuff like that. So this is all in his plan, because whatever this information is, and again, I do not know the information, but there's a secret bomb that's supposed to drop on Bishop Bernard Jordan. And this is what Larry Reid, you know, man. Did y'all drink y'all water today? This is some crazy destiny. Yes. The eyes. Yes. This is crazy. This is some wild shit. Again, I don't know what it is. Larry Reid seemed like he was alluding to something like financial, but I don't know if it's financial or not. I don't know. Or if this is separate from the information that Larry got. But whatever Larry has, he was passing that around to people. And again, you can't say that Larry was just passing it around just to, have it. You specifically gave it to Marcellus because Marcellus doesn't mind saying it like it T.I. is, right? Marcellus doesn't mind putting the truth out there. You gave it to Marcellus because you were trying to be malicious and you were hoping that Marcellus would have put the information out there, but Marcellus did not fall for it. Marcellus did not fall for it. And he was smart enough to be like, let me kind of, sit on this. Larry. That's some shit, y'all. That is some shit. And now you all hugged up, taking pictures with this man, and oh no. And I guess also on that live, they had said that William McRae was mad. He was upset because he felt, and listen, William is very valid in the way he feels. Like he felt like, wait, what the hell is going on? So I guess he had the interview with Bishop Bernard Jordan later on today, right? And I guess they're going to get into it and talk about it. But again, you have these bloggers all fighting and not even realizing, like, y'all just playing some kind of game. This is foreplay for y'all. That's what it is. This sounds like he's wanting views, but will never give the story. It reminds me of the TD. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, yeah. It's about 5 victims that I talked to and all this other stuff. And now he's saying, like, and then remember when that lawsuit dropped, let me not say it in that context because they did drop the lawsuit, but when Youngblood had got sued, then all of a sudden Larry was all like, oh, I didn't say this, I didn't say that, oh no, that's not what I was saying, oh, I didn't say this, I didn't say that. And it's all like, no, yes, you did say all of this, you said X, Y, and Z, you said all of that. Another example is that when he alluded to that Bishop Bernard Jordan wanted him some Shamarko, he's saying, oh no, I didn't say that. I said, some way he's funny to say, oh no, he just said he gets nervous around him. But he basically was saying that he wasn't alluding to that he wanted him to, do something strange for a little piece of change. But you said that Bishop Bernard Jordan wanted you to go to his bed, come to bed with him. So I just don't know how you go back and then, what's up, Gigi? Yeah, exactly. I don't know how you go back and then say, oh no, I didn't say that. Oh no, that's not. And then he'll say, they're liars. They're not integral. And it's all like, no, you said this. Like, it's like every time Larry Reid talks, you have to record it because he'll come back and say, oh, I never said that. That's not what I said. No, sir. Not everybody can't be lying. Now, the TD Jakes stuff, I've seen that for myself. The stuff behind the paywall where you were blasting Bernard Jordan, I didn't see that. However, everybody is telling the same story. So not everybody can't be lying. And you know what's so interesting about Jordan and Larry? This is why they're really the same person. They can never just say, damn, I was wrong, or damn, I shouldn't have did that, or, this wasn't of God, because there's no God in this. It wasn't of God. It wasn't godly. They can never just take accountability and be like, you know what? I'm sorry for, some of the stuff I say, and like, I'll try to do better. It's like, oh no, these bloggers are not integral and they lie. Okay, not everybody can be lying on you. You know, keep it a buck. Listen, beautiful. That's all I can do. So this is just a lovers fighting at this point. Exactly. Human. No accountability. None. And so this is just some freaky game that they're playing. It's very sad. But this is just some game that they're playing. And then where does it leave the bloggers? So this is what I think. If Bishop Bernard Jordan doesn't care about, you know, whatever Larry Reid was trying to share behind the scenes, and if somebody got that email, try to send it to me, okay? But whatever, because I'll expose it. Whatever he said, give it to me and I'll expose it on my channel. I don't give a damn. But unless it's like criminal, I won't do that. I won't get involved in that. But if it's like some good juicy gossip or something, I'll say it on my channel. I don't give a damn, you know? Shit. But but anyway, this is what I think. The whole blogger panel, that shit gonna be canceled. And it's sad because this was just used as the blogger panel are like the new girlfriend, the rebounds, right? They're the rebounds. But now that Bishop Bernard Jordan got that old thing back, he don't need them no more. And they're gonna get kicked to the curb. It's not gonna be a quick kick to the curb. It's going to be gradually like, oh, we're going to cancel that. We're going to cancel this. You know, like the plans to meet up again. They're going to start canceling that. And then, you know, you'll see Larry and Jordan back together. Or what will happen is that Larry will now be a co-anchor or a co-director of this whole blogger panel, and they'll be under Larry's tutelage. Now, how is that going to work when Larry Reid the other day was just dragging the same bloggers, except William McRae, not William McRae, but the other ones, dragging them like, listen, St. James is rich, you know, he's like upper middle class and stuff like that. That's why he talks like Shakespeare and shit. Romeo, Juliet. You know, that's why he talks like Shakespeare and shit. He bougie as hell and he rich as fuck. So he don't give a damn about any of this. So he'll be okay, you know. But I'm just thinking like the people like King Jives and, you know, William McRae. Sean Talks, I don't know her situation, but these people could use that money, you know? And now you're going to have them niggas back in the the chitlin circuit, you know? It's not right to use people like that. I don't like that at all. I hope I'm wrong. You know, I hope I'm wrong, but you know, you're gonna see them ninjas back in the chitlin circuit. Oh damn, I know I'm gonna make them mad. Damn it. Ay. What's up, Tora Aqua? Toro Aqua, sorry. Yeah, you gonna see them. It's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it anyway. Pack your bags. I had to remember the word. Up and leave. Don't you dare come running back to me. It's not right, but it's okay. You know, it's not right, and they will be okay. You know, I'm just joking. They'll be fine. But again, it really sucks. Like you'll have people when you're a content creator, you'll have people all like, "Oh, I want to see you do great. I'm gonna help you out. They'll offer like they're gonna give you money. They offer that they're gonna get you big time. They're gonna do this and that for you. And really, all they're doing is blowing smoke up your ass. There's actually a subscriber of mine who is really good at doing this, blowing smoke up the ass and being like, "Yeah, you're gonna do this, and I'm gonna help you, and I'm gonna make sure you good, and da 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 da." And they're blowing smoke on your ass. I ain't never seen. I ain't never got no motherfucking opportunity. I ain't never got no motherfucking money from them. They full of shit. So yeah, but you'll have people promise you things like that all the time. All the time. And nothing ever happens. And this is one of those examples. But at least they got a free hotel, a free flight, and a potato dinner. So hey, I guess it worked out, right? Hey, T2, how does the alleged listen, Feveries, because everybody else is doing it. You know, basically they cover, you know, what I've learned through the church sector and stuff like that, they cover for each other. You know, again, alleged, thank you, C Breeze, for putting alleged, but they all cover for each other. This is why, like, you know, the Brian Carnes and like so many pastors you see cheating, sleeping, and doing all this stuff, they don't hold them accountable. And this is why also people were looking, you know, a little cockeyed at the blogger panel, because basically it was like, oh, this is church PR. Like, hey, when somebody does, you know, when there's a rumor or something about somebody, you say this instead. So then it's not like you're coming at them or badgering them. Instead of the people of the church or fellow pastor and ministers saying like, hey, what you did was disgusting. That was wrong. That is not this. You need some counseling. You need this. You need that. And not getting them the help they need. No, we got blogger PR to spin the story for you and make it seem that, you know, everything was all right that you did. Mm-hmm. I'm telling y'all, a lot of this shit, it's going to come ahead. I'm telling you. You know, I'm in my Sagittarius season right now, so you know I'll be knowing. You know, that's what the astrologist told me. I'll be knowing because it's Sagittarius season. I'm telling you. And listen, I prophesize that all this shit is about to really be some shit. I prophesize that this shit. Somebody send me some damn money. You see the Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, send a super chat, super sticker, or a gift or something like that to me. I'm telling you. We still in the age of Aquarius. Oh, we are? Well, no, it's Sagittarius season, though. Yeah, that means that I'm in the know. And then and then I heard in 2026 is supposed to be my year. I feel that. Oh, yeah, I feel that. Okay, let me stop. You know, I don't like that talking in tongues and stuff like that. I need to stop making fun. Some people believe in talking in tongues. I just don't. Yeah, I just don't. that was just translation for a potato dinner. When I say yeah, that's translation for potato dinner. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, okay. Well, listen, I can see that. Are y'all hitting that like button? Because my people telling me y'all ain't hitting that like button. Yeah. But I'm telling y'all, so basically, for those of you just coming in, so before this reconciliation with Bishop Bernard Jordan and them, Larry Reid was passing around information to Bishop Bernard Jordan's ops to then share some breaking news. Like I said, I got a DM on November 22nd, which I did not see until today, where they basically said there's a bomb that's about to drop and Bishop Bernard Jordan is getting ahead of the situation. This is why he has the blogger panel. Oh, Sugar Walls, I definitely see. Yeah, you're right about that. Mm-mm. This is crazy, y'all. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. This is some. And the sad part is there's no God in this at all. Like, none of it. None of it has God anywhere. And definitely not this next commercial.
Me and Dre beefing right now, but it's professional beefing. I ain't doxing Dre. I ain't giving out all his shit either. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you don't like Dre? Here go his shit. Here's his entire fucking life while I sit over there and remain anonymous. You people are the biggest hypocrites that I've ever fucking seen. And listen, as I stated before, show me a pair of red panties and I'll give you $300. Dre. Bet you can't. T-shirt and my panties on.
Sitting up in my room like I'm 82. I must confess I'm a mess over you. I'm just sitting up in my room like I'm 82, honey. Like I'm 82. I must confess I'm a mess over you.
I didn't mean to press that one too, but I was all like, it already playing. Let me go ahead and let it play. Sitting up in Dre. Dre. I mean, like, lady, I'm glad people know my name already, but like we don't get down like that for you to call me Dre. But you know, it is what it is. But anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the show right there. I just wanted to drop this off at y'all door. Let y'all do what y'all will with this. Marinate on this. Do what you must. But yeah, this whole situation is a mess, and I definitely don't trust either party. If those bloggers are smart, what they will do is team together and be all like, you know what? We'll start our own agency and we'll, you know, get this shit really cracking and take down Bishop Bernard Jordan and Larry Reid. That's what they really should do. But y'all let me know what you think in the comment section. I love y'all for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to their channel. I love y'all for supporting me. And we didn't hit 90K this month. You know, I was a little disappointed we didn't hit 90K. I mean, we still got a few more hours to hit that 90K, but you know, we'll get it at one point. Love y'all. We out. Deuces.